From the very first pouring of the building foundations, the value of the IED system was clear. Here were just 2 small cores. Each core's foundation poured in a single day to support the total weight of a 20-story building of 240,000 square feet. Foundations 1/6 the area of conventional construction. And the cores can go up on rock, sand, mud, or clay. As soon as the foundations are finished, work on the cores can begin. The cores are the heart of the IED system as they support the cantilevered floors. The cores go up by continuous slip forming, a technique widely used in the Midwest for the construction of silos and grain elevators. As each batch of concrete hardens, the forms are continuously slipped up to hold succeeding batches that extend the cores upward. 24 hours a day, the cores rise up to 16 inches an hour. Slip forming continues in rain or shine, regardless of weather. Even in the cold of winter, the concrete is heated so the process goes forward without slowing down. A batching plant on site keeps fresh concrete ready. Working round the clock, the cores can be topped out in 2 weeks. By using a trestle to connect the tops of the cores, men can cross over so that while concrete is being poured on one core, the men can put in reinforcing bars on the other. These concrete cores contain all the service elements: elevators, stairs, electrical and plumbing, air conditioning and ventilating ducts, and carry the total vertical weight of the building. The first stage, laying the structural steel framing. With all the work at ground level, there's no need to lift 100 to 150 steel beams as high as 20 stories. No need to have the workers perched precariously more than 200 feet above the ground, exposed to high winds, rain, or snow. At ground level, all work goes much faster, is clearly visible, and can be easily supervised. The second stage, laying down the metal deck. Here again, maneuvering more than 10,000 square feet of metal decking is much simpler and faster when you can do it at ground level. After the decking is down and welded, conduit is installed. Building in needed systems at an early stage saves time and money. The third stage, the laying of concrete. While the IED system might perhaps be called revolutionary, the actual work each man does is not. Workers experienced in conventional construction have no trouble adapting. For almost every task, no special training is needed. And the worker himself enjoys being able to do his job at ground level. The fourth stage, assembly of the curtain wall. Inexpensive, attractive, strong, waterproof, extremely lightweight. Each unit easy to handle and put in place. No need to lift each piece high in the air. No need for heavy structural supports. Then, the loading of the floor. All of the materials needed to finish each floor's interior is loaded at one time, to be lifted at one time. A quantity survey permits exact inventory control. Materials are highly visible and easily counted, eliminating waste, padding, pilferage. Spray fireproofing of steel at ground level. No climbing high steel, no windscreens, no safety nets, no floor tarps, no big cleanup. And instead of a heavy crane lifting hundreds of pieces individually, the entire floor will be lifted, loaded with all the materials just once. A floor 175 feet long and 65 feet wide, weighing more than 400 tons. How can it be lifted? With this climbing bar and the teeth of this jack. The answer is a simple yet very clever climbing jack system. 8 hydraulic jacks spaced around each core to lift in unison. Like a monkey climbing a pole, each jack will move up its climbing bar. Ready now to lift the completed floor. And the floor rises. The top floor first, then successive floors in sequence downward. The floor reaches its position, but what holds it up? Previously, 8 steel bars, 1 at each corner of both cores, were put in place. When the floor reaches its destination, the bars are pulled out to fully bear the weight of the floor, cantilevering it out with no perimeter support. Now, with all materials at hand, in a completely enclosed environment, work on the interior immediately begins. And what was hoped to be a 5-day cycle is, with growing experience and enthusiasm, accomplished in just 2.5. 2.5 days from start to finish of an entire high-rise floor. And even while the floor moves upward into place, work on the next begins. Here then is the IED system.